Hello everybody, welcome back for StarCraft 2 action. It's the Homestory Cup 25 and we have HeRoMaRinE going up against MaNa in the round of 8, the quarterfinals. Homestory Cup 25. And HeRoMaRinE, of course, coming out of Group D 10-0. We saw him go up against Trigger a couple weeks ago on this channel. And HeRoMaRinE went for 1-1-1 builds, and he would either add more barracks before getting a CC, or he would go third CC before second and third barracks. Always going for the win-and-wine drops. In one game against Trigger, he hit like a Rax, and got like 2 Reapers, and got a whole lot done. On the other hand, we have MaNa, who played versus Ryung and Clem in his group, got second, took Ryung out 2-1, and lost to Clem 1-2. Showed mostly Stargate openers into Phoenix Colossus. We did see 1 or 2 Twilight openers. And he would go Big Blink Stalker into Gateway Man, get some charge, but then still go back into Robo, not really favoring Storm at all. So we're going to see how both of these players stack up against one another. Of course, both of them Europeans. So, they've played each other a lot over the years. They're both pretty old school by now. HeRoMaRinE used to be the cute little boy, but nowadays he's grown, he's big, he's Gabe. And MaNa, of course, I mean, he's as old as time as at this moment, or at this point. I think he won like a DreamHack in like 2010, 2011, maybe 2012, I don't know. And ever since, he's just been a household name. Been at Liquid, I'm guessing at least 10 years by now. That's kind of crazy to think about. And HeRoMaRinE going for a fast third command center into a second barracks here. So going for, I would presume, a 3 racks type of style with a third CC. So he's just going to have a big army, but no medevacs whatsoever. It's going to be pretty solid, but not very aggressive, but he's going to have a very strong attack timing. And MaNa might falter to that. We do see the Stargate that, well, we kind of expected. And this Adept trying to find some stuff out. What's happening in this base? Doesn't see anything, and we do see the third barracks. Won a Reaper, did get some scouting. Well, it saw the natural and then encountered the Adept. Did not confirm the Stargate. We do see the Oracle coming out, first tech lab on the barracks already. All of this off of 1 gas. And is now almost getting his 3rd orbital already. HeRoMaRinE really focusing on the economy here. And these 3 Adepts are all pincering this Reaper. And they do stop him from getting that information. I feel like he caught a glimpse of the Oracle. But maybe that was just me catching a glimpse of the Oracle and not HeRoMaRinE. But we're gonna see with his Marines, his HeRoMaRines are in position to deal with an Oracle. There's nothing much else, and the same placement helps with Adept harassment as well. And the Oracle does come in, snipes an SCV on the engineering bay, finds the triple rack setup. So MaNa knows everything that is going on, has a robo for himself, and also is starting Phoenix production. These Phoenix are not going to find a whole lot of value because there isn't going to be any drops coming across the map, and there aren't going to be any medevacs to snipe, or like liberators, etc. No like small value units, like not like 1 Cyclone, not like 1 or 2 tanks. No, it's going to be all Marines, maybe a couple Marauders. And that's going to make it pretty difficult for these Phoenix to find a whole lot of value, so I expect MaNa to not make a lot of Phoenix. He has 2 out now, and as you can see, this 1 Phoenix is already kind of like, well, what do I do? This is a lot of Marines already. 20 Marines moving across the map, but they're going to have stim and combat shields when they arrive, and MaNa needs to be able to hold this. Does have a shield battery ready, but he's about to take a 3rd base, so this is a very cheeky timing from HeRoMaRinE. Adding on 2 more barracks and a factory landing the third base. He's just gonna explode in the bio count, and this is kind of a cool style where you don't get the medevacs really early, and these Marines have been paid for, and now they will probably die if they don't stim, because there's no medevacs. Now they stim when they see the army units. The third gets cancelled. MaNa knew this was coming, but he still is taking a lot of damage, and the nuclear battery does fire up. We saw one Guardian Shield go down. Sentry got sniped right away. The second Sentry did survive. The Marines tried to take care of it, but a nuclear battery plus Guardian Shield is going to keep MaNa's army alive here. Perhaps he should have had a pylon and a shield battery over here, but that is hindsight 2020. 5-6 kills on this Oracle. He's going ham, dude. And even delaying the starport. Oh, ran out of energy. Sag. So 5 SCVs total killed and 1 Reaper on that Oracle, most likely. Now MaNa does get his first Colossus out. The second one underway. I don't think he has Thermal Lance. No, he does not. We see the Twilight Console and the Forge coming up behind this. And MaNa did a similar attack versus Clem, and was not successful. But this is a nice move out by MaNa, forcing HeRoMaRinE to show his hand, make more units, and just moves back. Now we do see Thermal Lance coming up. We see 4 more gateways, plus 1 starting up. I like that. And we see Twilight Console. We're going to see either charge or blink, but usually it is charge, because these styles are usually kind of gas light. They don't go over 4 gases. They just get the Colossus in the charge slots and some amount of Phoenix. Now MaNa's been getting away with a low Phoenix count with his Phoenix Colossus, because there's nothing for the Phoenix to do, because the Colossus are, well, not really being contested at all by any amount of Vikings. Oh my god, the double starport! Yes, double starport. I think that's very necessary if you go starports this late, because you still need to catch up in the medevac count. So I like this a lot, but MaNa does see it. So what does he do knowing this? He throws down a Twilight, or a Twilight Console, Templar Archives. For some reason, the Templar Archives, when I see this, I think Twilight. It's Twilight Tech, I suppose. Oh, the Oracles. Barely escapes. Cannons and shield batteries being produced. The fourth is going down for MaNa. Phoenix go across the map. They find a couple cheap shots on that medevac, which is nice. We actually see Storm coming out of MaNa, which I like, because there's just going to be a ton of Vikings in the air contesting your Colossi. So transitioning into some High Templar is nice, but Storm is not done. You can Chrono Boost it all you want, but it's not going to be done for this upcoming fight. In the fourth base is in a lot of peril. Look at the supply on HeRoMaRinE. He's such a big stonking army. Does not start 2-2 at all. Just starting up an armory and a second engineering bay. So that's kind of the trade-off here for HeRoMaRinE, is delaying his upgrade progression to get this ginormous army. And his sky presence has been rectified. So he just has medevacs and Vikings now. So in that sense, MaNa kind of missing a timing with his Colossi, which he did try to push in, right? But HeRoMaRinE just has such a big army. MaNa just tries to re-establish the fourth. I like the ballsiness, but MaNa just doesn't have the army to fight this. And the first Phoenix does get shut down there by this Viking count. 10 Vikings in the air. We see the lasers coming down from the Colossi. One of the Colossi stuck behind the other one. Oh my god, the nuclear battery has been activated, but it's not enough to keep this Colossus fully alive, but it does extend its life a little bit on life support. And the Vikings do take down all of the Colossi, but the Protoss forces are enough to take down the entire Bio army. Oh my god, without Storm even. And now the counterattack is coming in. The Phoenix are hunting down these medevacs, and sadly for MaNa, this medevac is completely empty. Maybe that's positioning by HeRoMaRinE, that he puts an empty medevac behind the convoy. That would be smart. That would be smart. That would be loyal. And this matter of fact ends up not dying. Literally 2 health. And all the AoE is 2 Archons. We have 1 Immortal here, 2 Immortal. Third one is coming up. Only 1 Robo right now. So that makes MaNa a little bit inflexible with his army choice. He couldn't just pump out 2 Colossus right now. Needs to go 1 by 1 by 1. And we only have 1 Viking on the map. So a Colossus goes a long way all of a sudden. It is in production, but MaNa is across the map. Ghosts have been added on into the composition here. One nice storm from this High Templar, but doesn't fully bruise down this army, and there isn't enough frontline here for MaNa. So these Immortals are going to get pushed back and killed. Such expensive units to get killed here. And it feels like he just went ahead with the push a little bit too early. Didn't quite have enough reinforcing chaff frontline units. And the 4th base for HeRoMaRinE has been established. It has been spotted by MaNa, so he knows what's going on. And he likely has seen the Ghost, but what is he going to do about that? Because Ghost kind of good against High Templar. Oh, that's a big boy drop coming out. 4 medevacs filled up with bio. Couple Ghosts in there. I guess Ghosts are bio, but not traditionally bio, right? Although, I don't know if you guys remember the time where Terrans used to rush Ghosts into Hellbats versus Zerg, and then they would just start sniping like your 2nd and 3rd queen, and oh my god. I have nightmares of that still. Oh, big drop comes into the natural. We did have 1 storm softening up a bit of the bio, but a bunch of the probes do go down. Oh my god, nice target firing and EMP by HeRoMaRinE. The War Prism came in to deliver some nice storms and try and get away again, but HeRoMaRinE was ready for it. EMP the High Templar preemptively and immediately clicked down the War Prism, and it did die. War Prism's not enough health, need to get buffed. Need a War Prism health upgrade. Or just get shield upgrades. Oh my god, this drop is just a menace. 19 probes! 21, 22! That's a lot! That's so much! We do get a War Prism speed. That's kind of cool. But we don't oh, we do. We do have a War Prism. 22 probes went down. That is devastating. I mean, it costs 4 medevacs full of units, but it also costs a lot of attention from MaNa and us. I don't know if anything happened in the front. We were watching the epic drop. You can watch the minimap. Oh my god. And HeRoMaRinE pushes in. He is almost doubling the army supply of MaNa here. Nice High Templar storms, but still had energy left. And they died before they could storm again. Oh, 2 War Prisms filled with High Templar have been cleaned up, but HeRoMaRinE is just really on top of things here. EMP goes down onto the High Templar before they get any additional storms off. I only saw like 1 feedback go down. And this is going from bad to worse for MaNa. 5th base has been denied. Any base that he's tried to take after his natural has been denied at least once. The 3rd got denied once, the 4th got denied twice, the 5th denied once now. So we need 2 more to continue the trend. But I don't know how long MaNa can continue this downwards curve into his own demise. And he does tap out as this Colossus flies up into the, well, towards the surface. HeRoMaRinE on the back of that takes a 5th base as well. Oh my lord. Woo! HeRoMaRinE takes a pretty clean game number 1. Game number 2, HeRoMaRinE going up against MaNa on Amphion, which is a pretty cool map. We saw MaNa play against Clem in game number 1 of their best of 3 series on Amphion, and they had similar positions, and MaNa just got clapped. Like, his cheeks got bopped. He was very red on the behind after that. It was not close. Like, MaNa tried to go for a Stargate opener, tried to get some Phoenix out, and tried to go into Blinkstalker behind it. And Clem just had a couple of units snuck down the middle and ran up his ramp, and it was done. It was pretty painful. I guess you could consider that like a build order win, or just you know, unfortunate, unlucky, and that does happen. It's a video game after all. Pretty darn fun one at that. So let's see what happens here in game number 2. Has MaNa revised his Amphion strategies? I like Amphion, the name, because it kind of sounds like amphitheater. Which, you know, a theater for war is kind of fitting. Now, before the war kicks off, the super secret call out to subscribe to the channel, like the video. Thank you very much. And with that, we see that HeRoMaRinE goes for a Marine. Fitting, after all, and goes for a super fast factory behind that. Doesn't need that second gas if you don't make a Reaper or an add-on. Just invest all of that gas into a factory. He's long on the factory, alright. Into a reactor. So what are we gonna see? This is, of course, a super good map because of the short by-air distance for drops. But that also means that the Protoss is very likely to go for a super fast Stargate into Phoenix. I would have even liked MaNa to just put it here and, like, here have a Stargate, so that's even faster. Like, I'm guessing you can get a lot of dubs on the ladder by just doing something like that. Where you literally just go for the fastest Stargate you can possibly get. Kind of classic style. Just get it like 5 seconds earlier than most Protoss. And then put it closer. And then chrono boost the shit out of it. And then you're just in their base like 10 to 15 seconds earlier than all the other maps. That's probably really annoying for every Terran. Like, if you're not super crisp, you might just lose like 4 more SCVs than normally. And mentally, you are just dead, right? Nice positioning by HeRoMaRinE. Doesn't put his buildings over there where they can just get easily scouted. And we're gonna get a Cyclone, the do-it-all unit for Terran nowadays. Kind of like really boring stalkers, you know? It was like corporate. They saw the stalker and they were like, we want that. Make us that. And then they made a cycle. They made the Cyclone. They were like, yeah, the legs were too hard. They were too difficult. So we put it on wheels. Is that okay? I'm like, yeah, okay. And well, the lasers were also kind of difficult, so we just kind of made like a BB gun, you know? A laser-guided BB gun. And Corpus like, do the kids like that? And they're like, hell yeah, the kids love it. And they're like, okay. Oh, the Hellion comes in, and we see this a lot. If there's no Reaper, there is going to be a Hellion, because it serves a similar purpose of getting the scouting out. And MaNa goes for that Oracle into a Phoenix, and this Oracle hasn't really made a run for itself yet. Now, we do see this medevac going across the map. 7 Marines. Phoenix sleeping on the job, dude. Oh, no, and the drop is getting in the main. Is this going to be a repeat of the Clem game where MaNa just kind of dies early on in the game on Amphion? The first Phoenix gets taken down right away. Oh, nice targeting on the medevac, though, but, I mean, I guess the Phoenix can't do anything else. HeRoMaRinE actually gets out there. I feel like it could have done a lot of damage to the probe line there, but it wants to keep his medevac alive. 1 kill on the Oracle. It did something. But probably got, you know, shut down by the Cyclone. Now, we did see a reveal on the medevac, and I guess the medevac does get revealed if it picks up units that are revealed. Because it wasn't revealed itself by the Oracle. But the thing, yeah, you see? But the medevac, or the Marines inside the medevac were revealed. Learn something every day. So, if you have a revealed unit and you put it in a Nidus, does it reveal all the Nidus exits? I don't know. I don't think so. Because I think if a unit is in a Nidus, it's basically considered out of the game, kind of? Because if you kill all the Nidai, you literally lose the units. You can never get them back. But they do still cost supply when they're in the Nidus. But not when all the Nidai disappear. Oracle's trying to get something done here, but mostly just gets scouting information. Now, the 3 racks are up before that 3rd CC, so HeRoMaRinE doing a completely different build from game number 1. And again, he is posturing to move out here with Stim, Combat Shields, and +1 about to finish. Well, Stim about to finish. The rest is, you know, it's coming up. Ooh, and the Cyclone The budget stalker hitting that adept a little bit, and the adept actually shades on into the natural, hits that command center for, well, I don't know what reason, but it did get 27 damage. And this gateway here gets a lot of zombie zealots into the natural. Hold positions, SCVs saving the day whilst a big blitzkrieg push into HeRoMaRinE, or MaNa's third base. That was not because HeRoMaRinE is German. I was just watching a lot of World War II videos the last couple days. And MaNa goes for a breakout offensive here and runs into this army of HeRoMaRinE. These zealots do get decent surface area, but the Cyclone and the Marines still standing tall and making this third an area that MaNa can't approach until his next warp in. More zealots, though, warped in across the map, going for a counteroffensive instead of securing the third base. And these zealots... Oh! HeRoMaRinE sees it just before it's too late. If this bio walked out a little more, they would have gotten fully surrounded and killed. The Widow Mines do get cleared up by these Phoenix. Nice control by MaNa, and the zealots do get an opportunity to trade out a little. But the Medivacs, dude, the healing rate on Medivacs. Oi, 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 so good. Need a nerf. You know, Terran won a tournament. It's time for a nerf. That's how it works nowadays, no? Just patch culture in every game. Except for Melee, where Donkey Kong is suddenly a high mid-tier after being a shit-tier character for the first 20 or so years of the game, which is just incredible. HeRoMaRinE, no third CC still. So the War Machine is cracking, but it's on credit, alright. Because soon the main base is going to run out. There's lots of SCVs dying, though, every time, just going in a hold position. Wow, actually gets the recall onto these zealots. The main army comes back, and MaNa's buying so much time for himself. I love this. He's taking his third again. Bit low on gas, because he's just making gateway units. He's like Charge Lot Phoenix. So this is kind of what he was doing against Clem as well. Going into gateway units and Phoenix, not including any robo units on Amphion specifically. The boys are pulled. This mule is not gonna reach back or bring back the minerals. The SCVs have been spotted. One shield battery. And is MaNa going to defend his third here? And is he gonna pull his own girls? Pull the girls, do it. Oh my god, the probes. No, they're being pulled, but more like a runaway, save the children. And not in a fisticuffs type of a way. Well, we do get one SCV pulled. Oh, nice catch on that tank in the back. The Phoenix go out. The probes come off the line now. The Zealots try to run in. These hold position SCVs kind of stop some of the Zealots from coming in. The Phoenix are targeted down. More probes come in and Zealots are warped in, but it's not enough to take down this force of HeRoMaRinE. And MaNa just barely couldn't hold on against that all-in push from HeRoMaRinE. There was no third CC, almost no workers off the back of that. And MaNa just didn't have any AoE to deal with that, so he needed like pure power and only had a couple sentries and then kind of was forced out of position. And HeRoMaRinE was allowed to take the field center, or HeRoMaRinE was allowed to take MaNa's field center and even move up the ramp uncontested. And then, I mean, this is such a nice choked up position that the probes and the zealots, which were kind of all of the units that MaNa had, they just lacked surface area forever. And with that, HeRoMaRinE takes game number 2 in this best of 5. And for game number 3, we are loaded up into Alcyone. HeRoMaRinE not going for the Macarax that he did against Trigger in similar positions. Let's see what MaNa does this time around. A probe is going out, maybe just looking for a cheeky barracks. And MaNa's down 0-2. HeRoMaRinE is on match point in this series, this best of 5. And the second game on Amphion was looking pretty okay for MaNa there. He got in a couple of punches, little uppercut. He was like shimmying back and forth. But HeRoMaRinE did end up taking that game, even though MaNa had a much more of a fighting chance compared to game number 1 on Oceanborn. So what is MaNa going to bring out here? This is when you need to show everything you got. But on the other side, you kind of just want to play the thing you always play, because you need to win 3 more games. So you also just don't want to rely on like weird, crazy one-off builds. But I mean, you have to get 1 win at a time. And getting 1 win under your belt changes the entire dynamic of the series. Once you've lost 1 map, you're suddenly vulnerable. You are fallible. You are not just some immortal StarCraft god. You can be hurt. And the Reaper is on the move. Reactor Factory coming out with ACC for HeRoMaRinE, so let's see. Just for that starport and then CC, or starport 2 barracks and then CC. We're gonna see. We do see another Cyclone coming out of HeRoMaRinE, and I'm fully expecting to see another drop play from HeRoMaRinE coming out. We do see another Stargate from MaNa, so that's 3 for 3 on the Stargates for MaNa in this series. Now, HeRoMaRinE not going for that 3 CC, 3 racks, 1 gas style with just loads and loads of Marines. Because I'm guessing that's a little easier to hard counter as the Protoss player, but it did look really strong on Oceanborn. Like, especially how hard the Phoenix were just kind of invalidated in that game. It just felt like the Phoenix couldn't do much. Because if you made a couple Phoenix to like try and harass, there were turrets, and there were Marines running across the map to kill you. So you basically had to just invest that money for Phoenixes in other units. And MaNa did manage to hold on Oceanborn for a little bit, but we missed the Adept. No casualties so far, but the war is brewing slowly under the surface. This Oracle is moving out. Let's see what HeRoMaRinE does. 1 Widowmine with 6 Marines. Second Cyclone's coming out right when this Oracle is about to go into the main base. Reaper and Cyclone at the front. A lot of arms today. Oracle gets a couple SCVs. That is nice. But that also kind of ticks you off right away. You're like, oh, but if my Oracle's getting damage done, that means your units are across the map trying to kill my dudes. And we have an Oracle, or an Adept and a Stalker here. 1 Widowmine keeps those units from coming out. This probe tries to trigger the Widowmine. Nice move by MaNa. Gets unburrowed by HeRoMaRinE and safe. We do have the first Phoenix on the map here. 2 Cyclones in the front. They have pretty long range and are pretty good at kiting. This shield battery barely not in range to save that Adept. This Stalker standing tall, standing proud, tanking for the motherland. And does keep MaNa in this game. The first Immortals now under production. No Chrono Boost on that. So it's not going to be out for a little bit. The Widowmine still hasn't fired. I'm surprised this is not an Observer. I guess he just wants to have the unit make sure that he stays alive. More units are coming across the map here from HeRoMaRinE. And these Stalkers and this 1 Phoenix try to get work done. The pylon has been killed, so all of these buildings have been unpowered. No more shield battery, no more Immortal, no more Warp Gate. And suddenly this is going south very fast from MaNa. This Stalker does stay alive, barely. This Adept finally called into action. He's been conscripted and is here to tank. And he takes a lot of bullets to the face right away. Combat training came a little late for him. On the back of this Oracle is doing work on the other side of the map. HeRoMaRinE starting a 3rd CC in his natural. No extra barracks, so behind this, there's not a lot of production for HeRoMaRinE. But the Stalker, can they keep MaNa in this game? Only 3 Stalkers remaining, 2 Stalkers remaining, and the pickup micro from HeRoMaRinE gives this army so much potential. And the army of HeRoMaRinE is doubling that of MaNa right now. This Oracle is the only thing that's keeping him in the game worker-wise, but now the natural is being clicked down. Another Widow Mine needs to be procced by this probe. These Stalkers are just getting the pop shots in, which is good, but the natural is dead. And with that, MaNa's chances of winning this Homestory Cup 25, HeRoMaRinE takes it 3-0 in a pretty convincing best-of-5 series. And a pretty impressive showing of MaNa nonetheless. Nice to see him have a small uprising once again after languishing in the mid-tier for a good amount of years. But HeRoMaRinE moves on to the semis, and in our next video we're going to do the last quarter finals, which is Showtime versus some other Protoss, I think Skillus, and then after that we have our top 4. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!